So welcome back again, students, to another video lesson. So after we've discussed topics on arithmetic sequence, so our next video lesson will focus on geometric sequence. So topics naman ng geometric sequence ang pag-aaralan natin. So same with arithmetic sequence, i-illustrate din natin yung geometric sequence para malaman nyo ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng arithmetic sequence sa geometric sequence. So let's start. So for our lesson objectives, so the first one will be to determine whether its sequence is geometric or not. Okay, so may mga ipapakita ko sa inyong mga sequences. And then, i-identify natin kung geometric sequence ba yon or hindi. And then, of course, we will be looking for the common ratio and the next terms of a geometric sequence. If you still remember, dun sa arithmetic sequence, hinanap natin yung common difference and then yung next term or terms ng arithmetic sequence. So, dito, hindi na natin hahanapin yung common difference. So, ang hahanapin natin dito is common ratio. And of course, we will be differentiating a geometric sequence from an arithmetic sequence. So, nagkakaroon kasi ng confusions among students when it comes to geometric sequence and arithmetic sequence. So, minsan akala nila geometric sequence yung given sequence, arithmetic pala. Minsan naman akala nila arithmetic, geometric sequence pala. So, malalaman nyo yung pinagkaiba ng geometric sequence and arithmetic sequence sa mga susunod ko pang mga slides. So, bago tayo magsimula sa ating discussion, magkakaroon muna tayo ng mga short activities. So, for our first activity, the instruction is find the ratio of the second number to the first number. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito sa ating mga given, i-divide natin yung second number dun sa first number para makuha natin yung ratio na hinahanap natin. Like, for example, yung number 1. So, if we will be dividing 12 by 3, the answer is 4. For number 2, 20 divided by negative 4, that is negative 5. And then 16 over 64. So, ang 16 over 64, magiging fraction siya. And then, kukunin natin yung lowest term. So, paano natin makukuha yung lowest term? Dapat alam natin yung common factor nila ng dalawang number na yan. Yung greatest common factor. So, kung i-divide natin yan sa common factor, yung greatest common factor na sinasabi ko ay 16. So, i-divide natin yung 16 sa numerator tsaka sa denominator. So, 16 divided by 16, that is 1. 64 divided by 16, that is 4. So, ang ratio ng second number sa first number is 1/4. Sa pang-apat naman, negative 18 over negative 12. So, negative divided by negative magiging positive. So, anong greatest common factor ng 18 tsaka 12? That is 6. So, i-divide natin yung 6 to both numerator and denominator. So, 18 divided by 6, that is 3. 12 divided by 6, that is 2. So, ang sagot dito is 3 over 2 or 3 halves. Next, for our last given, 2/3 and then negative 4 over 27. So, ang gagawin natin dito, negative 4 over 27, and then i-divide natin siya sa first number, which is 2/3. So, ang gagawin natin doon, magpo-proceed tayo sa multiplication, and then kukunin natin yung reciprocal. So, ang reciprocal ng 2 over 3 ay 3 over 2. So, i-multiply natin 3 over 2. So, and then, negative 4, tsaka 2, pwede natin yan i-cancel kasi may common factor sila, which is 2. Okay, so ito magiging negative 2, yung 2 magiging 1. And then yung 3 and 27, common factor nila is 3. So, 3 divided by 3, that is 1. And then 27 naman, 9. So, i-multiply ngayon natin yung mga natira. Negative 2 times 1, that is negative 2. And then 9 times 1, that is 9. So, our final answer will be negative 2 over 9. So, for our next activity, so, meron tayo ditong given problem. So, basahin natin. Maria is saving money to buy a pair of slippers. She will be saving 1 peso on the first week, 2 pesos on the second week, 4 pesos on the third week, 8 pesos on the fourth week. How much money will she save on the 5th week up to the 7th week? So, using a table, so, ilista lang natin ulit on the first week, ang masisave niyang money, 1 peso. And then on the second week, 2 pesos. Sa third week naman, 4 pesos. And then sa fourth week, 8 pesos. And then, sa 5th week, paano natin makukuha yon? So, pansinin nyo yung mga naunang terms. So, 1, tas naging 2. And then, naging 4, naging 8. So, as you can see, dumodoble yung magiging savings ni Maria every week. So, ang gagawin lang natin sa 8, i-multiply natin sa 2. So, 8 times 2, that is 16. So, 16 pesos yung masisave ni Maria on the 5th week. Times 2 again, that is 32 pesos. On the 6th week yon. And then on the 7th week, times 2, so magiging 64 pesos. So, yun po yung mga masasave ni Maria from week 1 up to 7th week. So, let us now define geometric sequence. So, a geometric sequence is a type of sequence where every term is obtained by multiplying a constant number called the common ratio. So, paano natin i-differentiate ang geometric sequence sa arithmetic sequence? So, i-refresh lang natin ulit ang ating mga sarili sa definition ng arithmetic sequence. So, sa arithmetic sequence, nag-a-add tayo every term ng constant number. So, doon nag-a-add tayo ng constant number. Dito sa geometric sequence, nagmumultiply tayo ng constant number. So, kung doon ang tawag doon sa arithmetic sequence, doon sa ina-add natin for every term, common difference, sa geometric sequence, ang tawag doon ay common ratio, na dinedenote natin using the variable r. So, let's have the first activity. Determine whether each of the following is a geometric sequence or not. If the sequence is a geometric sequence, give the common ratio and the next term. So dito, para malalaman natin kung geometric sequence ba yung given sequence, kailangan nating hanapin yung common ratio. Dahil yung next term, madali na lang once na meron na tayong common ratio. So let's start. So for our example number 1, so yung given terms ng sequence, 3, 9, 27, 81, and 243. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung ating given sequence, finite siya. Ibig sabihin na finite, mabibilang natin yung mga terms ng given sequence. At meron siyang 5 terms, wherein the first term is 3, and then the fifth term or last term is 243. So, let's identify kung meron bang common ratio dito. Like, for example, dito sa first 2 terms. So, para malalaman natin yung common ratio, i-divide natin yung second term dun sa first term. So, like for example, if we divide 9 by 3, makukuha natin is 3. And then, 27 divided by 9, so, 3 din ang makukuha. What about 81 by 27? That is also 3. And then, on the last term, 243 divided by 81, that is 3. As you can see, yung mga nakuha nating sagot, sa pagdi-divide natin ng mga terms is constant. So, ibig sabihin, itong given sequence natin ay geometric sequence, wherein yung ating common ratio ay 3. So, sulat natin, this is a geometric sequence. And then, yung ratio is 3. So, for our next example, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So, divide natin yung second term dun sa first term. So, 10 divided by 5, that is 2. And then, 15 divided by 10, ang sagot dito is 15 over 10 or 3 over 2. Okay. So, kung makikita nyo, mapapansin nyo, hindi common yung ratio. Kasi dun sa first 2 terms, nakuha natin na sagot 2. Tapos, 3 over 2 naman sa kasunod. So, therefore, this sequence is not a geometric sequence. So, anong klaseng sequence yung ating given? So, kung papansin ninyo, from the first term, nag-add tayo ng 5 para makukuha yung second term na 10. And then, mag-add ulit tayo ng 5 dun sa second term, makukuha natin 15 up to the last term na 25. Okay. So, kung hindi siya geometric sequence, isa siyang arithmetic sequence. So, this is not a geometric sequence. So, natural lang, kapag hindi geometric ang isang sequence, hindi natin ma-identify yung common ratio. So, for our third example, so negative 2, 6, negative 18, 54, and so on. So, as you can see, meron tayo ditong symbol na 3 consecutive dots. So, ang tawag po dyan sa 3 consecutive dots na yan is ellipsis. So, kailan natin nilalagay ang ellipsis? Kapag yung given sequence natin is infinite. So, ibig sabihin, maraming terms ang kasunod pa after ng 54. And then, let's identify kung common ba yung ratio or kung geometric ba siya or hindi. So, let's start. 6 divided by negative 2. So, negative 3. Yung ating nakuhang quotient. What about on the second term and third term? Negative 18 divided by 6. So, the quotient is negative 3. And then, third and fourth, 54 divided by negative 18, that is negative 3. As you can see, parehong negative 3 ang nakuha natin na mga sagot. So, this means that our given sequence is a geometric sequence. Sulat lang natin, geometric sequence. And then, our common ratio is negative 3. So, it doesn't mean na yung ating given sequence ay alternate siya na negative, positive, negative. Hindi na siya pwedeng tawagin as sequence. So, kasi sa geometric sequence po, ganyan po talaga yung mga ibang given sequence. So, alternate yung sign. For our next example, number 4, 500, 250, 125, and then 62.5. So, ang mapapansin natin dito sa mga terms ng ating given sequence ay pababa, decreasing. So, let's check kung may common ratio ba tayo na makikita. So, 250 over 500. So, 250 over 500. So, yung common factor nila, greatest common factor ng dalawang number na yan is 250. So, kung ilo-lowest term natin yan, ang makukuha nating sagot ay 1/2. Next, 125 over 250. So, yung greatest common factor ng dalawang number na yan ay 125. So, kung ilo-lowest term ulit natin yan, ang makukuha nating sagot ay 1/2. And then, 62.5 over 125. So, ganun pa rin. So, kung i-multiply natin ang 62.5 sa 2, makukuha nating sagot ay 125. Ibig sabihin, ang common ratio din dito or yung ratio between 62.5 and 125 is also 1/2. So, dun sa arithmetic sequence, kung mapapansin nyo, maaalala nyo, kapag ang ating mga terms ay decreasing, yung common difference natin is negative. Pero, sa geometric sequence po, iba. Kapag decreasing yung ating mga terms, yung ating common ratio, expect nyo na fraction siya. Okay. So, this is a geometric sequence. And then, the common ratio is 1/2. So, for our next example, so, yung mga terms natin, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. So, kapag dinivide natin yung second term dun sa first term, 3 over 2 ang sagot. And then, third term over the second term, 5 over 3. Ayan, makikita nyo na hindi pareho yung ating nakuwang quotient. So, this means this is not a geometric sequence. So, anong klaseng sequence yung ating given sequence? As you can see, if you will notice, pag in-add natin yung 2 tsaka 3, yung first and second term, makukuha natin yung third term na 5. And then, pag in-add natin yung second term tsaka yung third term, makukuha natin yung fourth term. So, ang tawag po natin dito sa particular sequence na to is Fibonacci sequence. Okay. So, again, this is not a geometric sequence. Ayan. So, wala siyang common ratio. Next example, number 6. Negative 6, negative 24, negative 96, negative 384, and so on. So, infinite po yung ating given sequence. And then, as you can see, yung mga terms natin, puro mga negative integers. Okay. So, let's start by dividing the second term on the first term. So, negative 24 divided by negative 6. That is positive 4. Why is it positive? Negative divided by negative, that is positive. And then negative 96 over negative 24, that is 4. Negative 384 over negative 96, that is positive 4. Okay. So, since pare-pareho yung ating mga nakuhang sagot, okay. So, kahit i-check man natin, negative 6 multiply to 4, the answer is negative 24. So, this means our given sequence is a geometric sequence. And then, our common ratio is 4. So, for our next example, so kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga terms ng given sequence natin ay puro 1. So, kapag dinivide natin yung second term sa first term, third term sa second term, puro 1 ang ating makukuha. Automatically, this is a geometric sequence. Okay. So, ganun, kapag pare-pareho yung mga terms, so, makakakuha tayo ng common ratio. So, automatically, this is a geometric sequence. And then, of course, our common ratio, obviously, 1. And then, this sequence can be classified also as an arithmetic sequence. So, why is it classified as an arithmetic sequence? It's because yung common difference is 0. So, d equals 0. So, kapag in-add natin yung 0 dun sa first term na 1, makukuha natin yung second term na 1 din. Another 0, 1 pa rin naman ang makukuha natin. So, ito, pwede siyang maging geometric sequence, pwede rin po siyang arithmetic sequence. So, for our next example, number 8, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. So, 3 over 2, and then magiging 5 over 3. Wala pong common ratio dyan. So, this is not a geometric sequence. Pero, ang tawag po dyan sa mga nakalista na yan ay mga prime numbers. So, set of prime numbers. Sir, ano po ba yung mga prime numbers na yan? So, kapag sinabi nating prime number, ang prime number, yung factor niya, yung mismong number, tsaka 1. Like, for example nga, yung 2. Ang factor niya lang is 2 tsaka 1. So, 2 is the only even prime number. So, yung 1 po, hindi po siya considered as prime. Hindi rin po siya considered as composite. Unit number po siya. Okay? So, this is not a geometric sequence. I hope nagiging clear sa inyo yung difference talaga ng geometric sequence tsaka arithmetic sequence. Let's have number 9. 8, negative 8 over 5, 8 over 25, and then negative 8 over 125. So, as you can see, alternate yung mga sign nung ating given terms. And then, infinite din siya. So, to check the common ratio, so, negative 8 over 5 divided by 8. So, magiging, multiplication, and then yung 8 magiging 1 over 8. Kukunin natin yung reciprocal. So, kinancel natin yung 8. Ang lilitaw na sagot ay negative 1/5. So, check natin dito sa pangalawa. 8 over 25, and then yung negative 8 over 5, gagawin natin 5 over negative 8. Okay. So, cancel natin yung 8, then yung 5, 1, and then yung 25 magiging 5. So you can see, ang nakuha nating sagot is negative 1 over 5 or negative 1 pip. And then dun sa last naman, negative 8 over 125. So, i-multiply natin. So, make sure yung reciprocal, kunin muna bago tayo mag-proceed sa multiplication. So, yung 8 maka-cancel. And then dito negative 1. And then sa 125 and 25, ito magiging 1, yung 25 magiging 5. So, ganun din na makukuha, negative 1 over 5 or negative 1 pip. Okay. So, yung common ratio natin dito is negative 1 pip. So, bakit ko nasabing common ratio? Ayan po, kitang-kita naman na pare-pareho yung mga nakuha nating mga sagot. So, this is a geometric sequence. So, kapag tinanong tayo, what kind of geometric sequence is the given sequence? So, ang sagot po natin dyan is infinite geometric sequence. It's because nakita natin dyan yung 3 consecutive dots. Okay, so bago natin sabihin na infinite geometric sequence yung isang sequence, make sure may common ratio muna. So, for our last example, so 16, 12, 8, 4, 0. So, 12 over 16. So, pwede natin yan i-simplify as 3 over 4. And then, yung 8 over 12, masisimplify naman yan as 2/3. So, kung mapapansin nyo, wala tayong common ratio. So, this is not a geometric sequence. So, kung hindi siya geometric sequence, anong klaseng sequence siya? So, as you can see, from the first term, magsusubtract tayo ng 4 para makuha yung next term na 12. And then, another 4, magiging 8. So, kapag ganun, meron tayong common difference, arithmetic sequence po yan. So, again, this is not a geometric sequence. So, after nating i-discuss yung geometric sequence, yung pag-illustrate ng geometric sequence, as well as yung difference between arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence, so our next session will be determining the nth term of a geometric sequence. So, again, pag arithmetic sequence, nag-add tayo ng constant number to every term. And then, kapag naman geometric sequence, nagmumultiply tayo. So, I hope naging clear yung difference between arithmetic and geometric sequence. Yun lang, maraming salamat.